Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video to show you how I've been tracking my calories and what application I use to do that. If you are into calorie tracking, you probably already heard of this application, and it's called myfitnesspal, and there's no reason for you to go any further if you've been using it. But if you haven't, I get a lot of emails on Twitter and Facebook that ask me, how do I track my calories? How do I know if I'm getting the right percentages of fats, proteins, and carbs? And basically how you do it. It's really simple using this application, and so like I said, if you're used to using it, then don't go any further. You don't need to watch it. But if you're not, then this video is definitely for you. As far as the application, I said it's called myfitnesspal. You can actually do the exact same thing online, or you can actually do a little more with the online version. It's completely free, but I like to do it via smartphone just because it's carried around with you and you don't have to have a computer. That's always a nice thing. So what you do is you go ahead and they have one for Android, or they have one also for iPhone, obviously. So you go in here and you download the app called myfitnesspal, and I'm going to go ahead and click it and let it load up. And it syncs every time you use it, so that's kind of nice. So if you use one on the phone, then you can go and use it on the computer as well, and it'll just keep track of all your foods. So I'm going to do my best to keep this camera still. Earlier I filmed it and it was all over the place, so I'm going to retry it here. What you have here when you log in is this is the screen that'll come up, and if you notice at the bottom there's a few really nice things. You have things like your home button, your diary, your progress, friends, and so on. One cool thing to mention right off the bat is that you can have friends on here just like kind of like a Facebook profile, and they can see the things that you log in and eat throughout the day. So all of these would be my buddies. This is really nice because it allows you to kind of poke, well, not really poke fun at somebody, but if you have a buddy who's claiming, ah man, I'm cutting, I'm losing this weight, and then you see he's been eating McDonald's and cheeseburgers, this gives you the right, it gives you the ability to go in and comment on his food, that you can say, hey man, you're not doing your end of the bargain. We have this accountability group or whatever you're doing, and that you need to eat what you're supposed to eat, or eat what you say you are. Anyway, so that gives you the option to watch what your friends are eating. And so first thing you can do is when you log in, you're going to see this screen, and you'll see up here in the top it says add to diary. So let's say that if you've been following my blog, I drink Shakeology about 6-7 days a week in the mornings, and I always drink that as my breakfast because it's just a really fast thing to do. So what I do is I'll go up here. I'm going to show you how I would add my Shakeology. I go here, I go add to diary, click add to diary, then I'm going to go up here. You can see you have breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and you can enter things like cardio, strength training, water, food notes, and so on, exercise notes. But I just pretty much stick to the top ones. So let's say I'm going to click on my breakfast, and what it does is it brings up all of the different foods that I've been entering for breakfast, and it keeps them there. It does that online too if I were to log in. If you look at the top, it gives you some tabs. You get frequent, recent, my foods, meals, and recipes. And they're pretty self-explanatory. If you have a recipe that you like and you want to enter it, you can do that up there. The ones I usually stick with are frequent and recent, because those are the things. I'm kind of a creature of habit, and so I eat a lot of the same foods, and so they're easy to get to. One cool feature is if I want to switch it up, and let's say I'm on a bulking diet and I need as many calories as possible, I have 3 different recipes here that I use for my Shakeology. So you can see this bottom one's a 500, oops, let me go back. The bottom one's a 550 cal recipe, 490, and then this one doesn't show it, and this one's 348. But I have different ingredients that I'll put in different Shakeology recipes, and what that allows me to do is just a one step click here, and I have the whole thing added, very fast. But typically what I've been doing, honestly, is just leaving it under the frequent tab. And it takes me about another extra 10 seconds to do it this way, but it's not a problem. It allows me to kind of customize every day. And so let's say this morning I drank my Shakeology, and so I would go up here and click my multi-add button, and then I say, okay, what things did I put in my Shakeology? So okay, this morning, let's say I used a banana. Oops, I can't hit the right button when watching through the camera. Let's say I used a banana. I used my creatine monohydrate. I had a little bit of almond milk, about 6 ounces. I had some amplified Waybolic Extreme 60, a scoop of that. Oops, again. I used chocolate and some natural peanut butter. So you notice those are the things I use a lot, so they all come up on the top of that list. And say, okay, that was all I had in there. I didn't need any Ezekiel bread this morning, so that was all I got for breakfast. So now I'm going to go up here, I'm going to click the little add button, and boom, it's there. If I go back to the bottom where it says home, click home button, it takes me back to the home screen, and it shows you exactly how many calories were in my Shakeology. It shows me exactly how many calories I have left throughout the day to eat, and it just lays everything out real nice. And so the cool thing about this is if you are, trying to track your calories and you don't really know, what your percentages of fats, carbs, and proteins are, this app will break it down really, really easy for you. So if I want to know what, how many, let's say, proteins were in, how many amounts of grams of protein I had in my Shakeology, I'm just go up here to the top where it says daily. I'm going to click that daily tab, and you're going to see right here it brings up a couple of little options. This screen, it says Saturday, May 19th. This screen shows you all of your totals for the entire day. I mean, it breaks it down to vitamin C, calcium, iron, fat, everything that you have eaten throughout the day. It breaks it down. And up here you can see this little tab that's little like a list, and that's what this is. And there's a little tab beside it. It's a pie chart. This is how I know what my percentages are. I will click this little pie chart, and boom, everything that's in that Shakeology is listed out. It have 47% are carbohydrates, 33% are protein, 20% are going to be my fats. Very easy to see, very easy to use. And so what I will do with this tool is I will go through and I will enter everything I'm going to eat throughout the day. I'll do that ahead of time so that I'll know, what my plan is, and then I'll go to that little diary or that daily pie chart, and it will show me for my day what my percentages are. If my percentages aren't the way I want them, I'll go back to this screen right here. I'm sorry, down at the bottom, you go back to your diary and it shows you everything you eat, and then you can adjust what you have eaten to match, what your goals are. And so it's really, really nice. It's really fast to use. The first day or two it took me a little while to get used to, but after that, it's easy. After you've used it for probably 2 or 3 days, this thing is really simple to use. One other cool feature, let's say that you are going to add a food. This is actually really, really nice. I used an old application called Tap and Track, and everything you entered, every single food, you had to enter it manually. If the database didn't have it, you had to enter it, type in all the fats for that food, all the proteins, all the carbs, everything, and it was just really difficult. It took a long time to use. But this one is not that way. Let's say I want to eat a snack, and I don't know what snacks come up here. And let's say I have a snack that I don't eat very often. Let's say somebody gave me an apple. So let's type in, say I just tried it a minute ago. Let's type in Granny Smith apples. Oops, I just typed in apples, so that'll work anyway. So it's going to bring up some apples. So let's say, alright, what are we going to need here? What kind of? There's a Granny Smith apple. It's not on my list, but it comes up. Let's say I ate one of those. I can go ahead and enter that into my food, and it will do that easily. And so you have a search option. If you don't have the food, if you don't have it already saved under your recent, you just search for it and it comes up. You're going to be really hard pressed to find anything on this application that does not automatically come up. I mean, I think I've been using this thing for months, and I think I've found 1 or 2 foods only that is not already listed, and there's something that's completely off the wall. So 99% of the stuff that you eat is going to be already in the database for MyFitnessPal. And this is probably my favorite feature right here. If you're entering foods, like you say you cook a recipe for dinner and has a bunch of different things, watch how easy this is. You go to My Diary, add to diary right here. Let's say you eat something for dinner, and let's say that you don't want to take the time to search for it. All you got to do is click this little barcode up here. This little barcode. You click that barcode, and it brings up the camera screen on the iPhone here, and all you do is you go and you scan whatever it is. I know I don't have a barcode here, maybe I should have, but you scan whatever the food is, and it will automatically bring that food up as a list. Then you say, okay, I ate half a cup of this or a quarter of a cup or whatever it is, and it automatically updates. And so it literally takes all of the guesswork, all of the time out of this thing, so you can keep track of your foods really easily. I think that pretty much covers it. Let me think if there's anything else off the top of my head. Oh yeah, my name on here is Team Ironman, so if you go under here, you can see edit profile. You can see, let me zoom out. There's my name. My picture is a guy with a fish. I'm holding a big catfish there. And you can see, you got a bunch of goals and things. I need to update this because it's not current, but you got all my goals, starting weight, all this stuff. I was under a mass gain, like a bulking diet, and I've changed it. Oh yeah, stuff at the bottom. Under progress, I forgot to tell you this. This is kind of a cool thing. It'll tell you can record your weight for the day, and it'll give you a little pie chart. This is not something I've been doing. I probably should have, but I haven't been. If you want to know under your progress, if you want to know, actually you can keep track of all of your different measurements, your waist, your hip. This thing is it's just full feature. There's so much you can do in it. Friends. Progress will also give you the option to bring up a chart. If I can get it to come up here, it'll give you the option to bring up a chart. that you can see, you know, what your foods were throughout the week. And you can see I didn't do a good job on a few of these days this week keeping up with everything I ate. One reason is because, like I said earlier, I'm a creature of habit, and sometimes I eat the same things for lunch every day, and I know what the percentages are, and I know about what they stand, and so I just forget to enter them. That's probably not a good thing. I'm a school teacher, and I only get like 15-20 minutes for lunch, and sometimes I forget to do that. But it does keep up with everything perfectly, and it's a great application. So if you're just starting out and you don't have any idea where to start, if you're not sure what to do, I mean, this is the way to go. I mean, if you have a smartphone, this thing, like I said, is free. I have not found a better, you know, tracking application than this one. If you got any questions, please comment or email me. You know, my email address is mike@teamironman.com. Feel free to post comments below. I'd love to, you know, if you got questions, I'd love to go over it with you. Just let me know. Like I said, it's pretty self-explanatory. I think pretty much anybody can figure this thing out. But if you do have questions, just let me know. And thank you for watching the video. Thanks for taking the time.